Alright, last question about the play before we head to you guys' new music. From my experience in theatre, there was always a scene that I was always looking forward to. There's that scene that you dance extra, you sing extra, you smile extra. What is your favorite scene in the play?
Whoa, that's a difficult one.
Really?
Yeah, it's very difficult because I was in it and not out of it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell from somebody who's looking there. But I think the whole musical is just epic for me.
That's such a...
He's being politically correct.
He's being right also.
He's being politically correct.
He's being right as well. Just doing the whole thing. And what was your favorite?
I loved the Umoya scene.
Yeah.
And I'm not even in it, so I loved how just the characters came together because it was the first time the students were actually being kicked out of res. So there was a lot of commotion and whatever, and how they actually came together. Like you see, there's a character played by Tebuko. She's been raped, or I think attempted rape. She was raped. Yeah, she was raped, and how the other girls are comforting her. And while this is happening, you know, they being chased out of res, so they go in to grab their things and whatever. And then Pindile goes upstairs. She gets into commotion with the security guards, and they hit her. And then, you know, Togo comes running in. She's calling me. I just love that the students and the unity that they had at that particular scene. It was beautiful, and of course the music, man. Like, the music was just outstanding. Yeah. And it just made it more, you know, beautiful to watch. That's definitely by far my favorite scene in the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, we wish we could show you the show reel, but I mean, what we can do, I think, is start a petition to get the play back. So bring back Freedom the Musical sounds like a plan. I'm more than willing to chip in there. Yep. All right, so I'm No Vulture. The music video is dropping soon.
Yes, ma'am.
How soon?
May 30th.
Month end, got it. Yeah. And the album, how far are you? Are you already done?
Our album is basically done, and I'm probably gonna add one more song with this young gentleman. We trying to put something together. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about the concept as well, because my first album was The Devil's Playground, and I was dealing with the crow, destruction, crow, death symbolizes death, you know. And now, you know, when there's death and people are dying, whatever, dead carcasses, what's the next bird that comes and feeds on, you know what I mean? So I want to keep that same thread with my material. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I gave my everything. It's going to be 17 songs. I hope people enjoy it, man.
Is there any pressure you feel? Because usually the sophomore album is always like, you have to beat your first presentation, or you have to do something different, or you have to give something more than what you gave before. I mean, what are some of the thoughts that were going through your head while preparing the album?
I don't overthink music. To be truthfully honest with you, I'm the type of artist where if I have something to say, I go to the studio and I put it together. And this album wrote itself. It wasn't like I sat there and I said, okay, I need to have 7 beats. Okay, 2 for the club. Okay, we need to highlight them trap niggas. Okay, yo, them trap niggas. Okay, I need a hook from this nigga. You know, I didn't have to do that. It just wrote itself. That's how it came about. It was energetic. It was spiritual, so spiritual. I have samples where I'm sampling, you know, Ray Piri, the late great Ray Piri speaking, the late great Miriam Makeba. It's something that's very African. It's something that's home. It's something that I really put my heart and soul in. And I wasn't thinking like I'm trying to beat my first project. I'm not there. I can never give another Devil's Playground. I can never give another, you know, when people do that, I think you just moving around in circles if you try to beat your first project. So I'm telling a different story, a new story, and I know that the people that really support me will appreciate this one.
So exciting. Nkululeko, the single girl.
That's so exciting.
So exciting. So exciting. Ish, guys, I'm trying to stay calm because I don't want to break out into coughing.
You could be more excited than that. So exciting.
I'm not done.
Hunters. Come on.
No, I'm not done. I'm going to come back to you. I actually want to ask more about the album, but your single Nkululeko.
Yeah.
Is it inspired by Freedom?
Well, indirectly, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. And when did you write it? Before, after the play?
Oh, I had it for like a year in my head.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't have the verses, but I always knew. I wanted actually the late Bra Hugh on it.
Wow.
And we were very close to getting that. And then, well, he got sick. We knew of his sickness a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he was just struggling with that. And I couldn't get that. And I was like, okay, there's only 2 people I wanted on that. Either him or Salif. Yeah, so getting hold of Salif has been difficult. We got a hold of him for a memorial at the State Theatre for Mama Winnie, and then we lost communication, so it's been very difficult. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna write it myself. But so as a concept, I've had it that long, and in my spirit, it had those people. But I've been checking out the response, and I carried it well enough, you know, for me to be like, okay, let me write this on my own. And I think in a month we'll be ready with that.
Yeah, that's dope. And to push it further though, because obviously I'm reaching, but I mean, would we be getting any new project from you this year?
Yes, actually 3rd quarter of this year, in an ideal world, I'd like to drop my album. It's called I Am, and I've had that in my spirit for a very long time. So I just have to catch up to my spirit where the work is concerned. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I know the whole track list, and it doesn't even exist yet. I hear every song in it. I know all the features I want in it. So I just have to put in the work, and in a great world, I dropped that this year.
That's dope. P, you were talking about you know, the samples you have on the album and the kind of vibe that's on there, and I immediately thought, do you take influence from the music you listen to, and particularly the people you surround yourself with? People like Envy and Black Layers as well, we have a similar train of thought in the kind of music they would reference in their own music.
Repeat the question, I'm sorry.
Do you take influence?
Or am I influenced by my surroundings or my people around me?
Not just surroundings, because I think we all are as artists, but I mean, you know, the minute you mentioned, you know, sampling the Ray periods, and I was like, man, that sounds like, you know, something Envy and Black Layers would be prone, or I
don't necessarily think.
You just happen to be.
I don't think. I mean, I know they also working on their projects, but I think with this particular album, because I grew up, I have a brother, my older brother also, like he put me on Ray Perry, you know, with the whole stimula movement and everything. So I've always wanted to write a song, you know, inspired by him in some way. I think with my music, first and foremost, there's not too many introspective rappers in South Africa, and that's not a shot. Please, it's not a shot. It's not a shot. It's not a shot. I just felt like this is something that I need to. Like I said, the music wrote itself. It wrote itself. I remember when me and Silas were sitting in the studio and we came up with Angels, and I got the beat for Angels, and I just like, yo, that was actually the first song that jump-started the whole album, and that's the mood of the album. Those kind of songs, like samples and classical samples and things like that. So that's what jump-started the album. And I think you're right in a way where we are influenced by our surroundings and the people that we hang with. I mean, birds of a feather makes sense in a way. So maybe they would have those kind of approaches to their music. I don't know, but I wasn't, when I was in the space, I was just drawing from my own energy inside and what I was going through and what I was feeling, and I just have a lot to say, man. And I think I put it together well in this album.
Do you jump into character when you rap? Because you have a signature delivery in a lot of your songs, apart from your features, of course, where you diversify and whatever. But when it's you, you know, when you're talking Angels, I'm No Vulture, there's a level of vigor, and it's the PdotO way. Like nobody raps the way you do. Do you jump into character?
There's a line on the album where I say, I'm tired of complaining. I feel I done complained enough, but there's a hole in my soul I feel I can't describe. Like, there's when I enter a space musically, something just takes over, and I know that it comes from that dark hole, and I don't want to scare people. I don't want to, you know, come off as like this guy's being weird. When I make those kind of songs, it's almost like nothing matters. I don't care who says what. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you like it. I don't care if you don't like it. If you connect, hey, God bless you. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. So I enter that space and I feel it every single time, even when I step on stage and I do those kind of songs. You know, Bona said something. He said it's decolonize. What did you say? Decolonize or something? It's like when I make songs that are, you know, fun and it's happy and, you know, people vibe to them, like the Pollas, the, you know, the move overs. I'm there. I'm conscious of what's happening. Yeah. I'm in the mix. It's fun. It's dope. People vibe to it. Okay, cool. When I make those songs, I really don't give a fuck who thinks what. I don't care if you like it. Even if you say this is garbage, I really don't give a fuck because it comes from a dark place. And sometimes it scares me because I don't want to be in that space for too long. But when I make those songs, so you write in a way when you say I jump. I don't know if it's jumping into character, but it's something that just takes over. Something I lose. There's something that just goes, and I'm there, and I really don't give a fuck what the outcome is.
That's powerful, man. That's powerful. I'm happy. To know both of you guys. I'm happy to have voices like you guys in the hip hop culture right now. You guys are like different kind of artists, but not so much. You know, it's when you pay attention to detail that you can tell you, okay, Bona's like this, he's like this. But essentially, you guys are similar souls. I'm particularly proud of you because I don't know you the way I know P, so I've never experienced, you know, multiple sides of your artistry, and having seen you in Freedom has opened up my eyes, and I hope that more people get to experience that side of you.
I think he's a genius.
He's brilliant. I think you guys should have heard that music. You guys should have seen.
But we must just make sure it doesn't get to the nigga head.
I doubt it, but
I'm cool. I'm grounded. I'm grounded.
How do you feel, Bona, being surrounded by people that are, you know, that have kind of got their stripes in the game? Because you're feeling new in the game, but you have such a powerful offering to give to the culture, but you're already rolling with, like, you're riding with the runners, you know. How do you feel being that guy?
That's word to Claire, shut up.
Right.
I think what's beautiful about my journey is, even though I haven't been in the forefront, I've been in the background with the cats, you know. I remember being a pretty ugly fan to being a friend. You know, I remember in high school running laps with Clyde. You know, he'd be like, yo, Bona, put me on those notes. I'd be like, yeah, nigga, come gym. He knows it's gym. He knows it's gym, right? I remember chilling with Toadie and Stu, you know, even spreading knowledge. I remember being with Duke Singanga in studio, you know, and having those sorts of conversations, you know, always being a part of that thing and thinking, yo, I want it too. I want it bad. And they're like, you know, don't worry, your time will come. So I'm not shook by anything that's happening right now. It was always going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just evolving and knowing that your time will come. Even if you end up, you know, somebody's going to like submit their CD or their DVD or their music video like Trace, like 6, 7 years ago or whatever, and you're like, oh man, I'm at the door, but I'm not quite there. You know, you're always like almost there, not quite there. You know, going to like Mafikeng and watching those guys do their thing and like, oh, yo, wow. You know, listening to Cooley Tully's narrative, chilling with niggas who've been in this game for a very long time. And you're like, why didn't you make it? Why did that mess up? You know, going on the Hunters tour with Smega and like, yo, what happened to Squatter Camp? And he's like, yo, man, mentorship. We didn't have that. So I've always been part of that conversation. It's just been very difficult to come to the forefront, but I feel I'm ready now. I feel like this is the time and there's no other time. So not shocked by this. It's just a matter of time. Not shocked by the people I chill with because I've always chilled with them. It's just like, you didn't know me. You know, they did. And now everybody needs to know that we have this narrative. We came here to shed light and that's our mandate. Yeah.
Powerful. Sounds like you're about to break into a scene. Yo, guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have you guys here.
Thank you for having us.
Shout out to Chad. Shout out to Aubrey Sakabi, who wrote that amazing play. Shout out to Ndu, who did the
Malta award-winning.
Yo,
Malta award-winning. Malta award-winning Aubrey Sakabi. You gotta say Malta. You can't just say award.
Multi award-winning.
Yeah, you gotta say Malta.
Multi award-winning, the GOAT, the greatest to ever do it. The original, the template, the originator. That owns due for the choreography, amazing as well. Her role was insane. Everybody on the cast, like you guys, did a lot. I actually cried twice during that play, or thrice, I think. So proud of you guys. So happy for you guys. So happy for the fact that you guys are showing that we can do more than just rap. We can do more than just sing. We can do more than just post pictures on Instagram. We can use our art to push a real life crisis that's happening in the industry, and obviously we do it in the raps too. But I feel like there's so many different ways, especially today, to show our solidarity with different peoples in our community. And I'm so proud of young people for doing that. You didn't wait till you were 40 to be like, guys, this is what we need to do. I enjoyed the play because of that. Hashtag Freedom the Musical. Let's start a petition, guys. Bring back Freedom the Musical. Hashtag Under the Sun is coming out on the 2nd of July. Nkululeko is coming out soon. I always put you into a time like this. All the stuff you will see on Slickon Live first as and when it drops, so stay tuned. Bonafidebilli, PdotO.
Broadcast live